What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, today's video, I'm going to be talking about Batman number 128 by Chip Zdarsky and Jorge Jimenez. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down just how far did the Batman of Zur&R go to make sure Batman could not defeat Failsafe, and what does this mean for not just Batman, but Superman, and even the Justice League, and more importantly, all of Gotham City.
You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie, and make it look easy.
Issue number 127 left us with Batman having taken back control of his body from the Batman of Zur&R, and finding himself at the mercy of Failsafe only just in time for Superman to show up and try and save the day. And I want to stress the word try because, as I posited in the previous video, I had talked about the possibility that the Batman of Zur&R would have assumed that Bruce Wayne would not have asked anyone for help, but maybe thinking that Bruce being Bruce, that he would eventually break at some point and ask for help, or his friends just showing up anyway. Regardless, the Batman of Zur&R did actually plan for all of these scenarios, as you would imagine any version of Batman planning for any possible or potential scenario. In this case, he did actually bank on Superman showing up one way or another, whether Batman asked him directly or someone else tried to get Superman in to help, regardless of what Bruce wanted. Superman shows up and is staring down Failsafe, and Failsafe, well, for one, being an android who lacks human emotion, he doesn't really seem to care that Superman is there. More importantly, he is already prepared for Superman. Once again, for those who are not familiar, the Failsafe villain is something that was created by one of Batman's alternate personalities, the Batman of Zur&R, or as Bruce has been calling him recently, just Zur. There's a lot of commentary in there for that name and the nickname and the whole Batman of Zur&R, nomenclature or whatever, because technically the Batman of Zur&R is a play on one of the last things Bruce heard his dad say before he died, when both of his parents were killed in Crime Alley by Joe Chill when they were walking out of the theater. Thomas Wayne said the words, in regards to the movie they had just watched, Zorro, that they would lock someone like Zorro in Arkham. That's where the whole Zur&R comes from. It comes from Zorro in Arkham, and Zur being Zorro, so it's kind of a funny thing. It's like, because Zorro is one of Batman's childhood heroes, so it just makes this even more weird when you think about it. But all of that aside, Failsafe is prepared. Failsafe is outfitted with kryptonite daggers, ready to take down Superman. His speed is fast enough he can keep up with Superman even when he's moving at superhuman speed and trying to keep distance to try and minimize the amount of radiation poisoning he's getting just from being in proximity of green kryptonite. But also, he's outfitted with a spear in his torso, one that he uses when Superman tries to get the drop on him from behind, with Superman impaling himself on said spear, putting him out of commission for the rest of the issue. Not only is he mortally wounded, but now he's also suffering from even greater kryptonite poisoning thanks to having it enter his bloodstream. Not only is he outfitted with countermeasures for Superman, he's also outfitted with countermeasures for the rest of the Justice League, presumably, and not just with the old plans that Ra's al Ghul stole during the Tower of Babel story arc that we talked about in the previous video, but also with some new measures, as if he had been planning for other characters who weren't on the team back then, and even had stuff in place for the ones that are on the team currently. He's already got a system in place to pacify Black Canary so that she can't scream. She's able to breathe with the covering that he's placed on her mouth, but she's not able to use her canary cry. He's also set up countermeasures for Martian Manhunter, utilizing Martian Manhunter's weakness to fire. There's even a section of Gotham City owned by Bruce Wayne that was set up a long time ago as a trap for the Justice League if they ever got out of line. It's an intersection of Gotham where all of the Justice League's weaknesses are in one spot and ready to drop them if Batman can lure them there. And Failsafe knows about this and uses it against the Justice League. It even has a way to magnetize the nth metal in Hawkgirl's wings, something that should be impossible because nth metal is immune to the effects of magnetism. Failsafe is able to shut down the entire Justice League, and in only a matter of a couple of weeks has replicated himself and even built drones in a similar fashion as himself to monitor Gotham, and he's simply sitting there at the top of the GCPD building, daring Batman to come run his fade on some Cell Games level bullshit, using a giant bat signal bigger and brighter than anything Batman has used before. One big enough you could see it from anywhere in the world. He is literally daring Batman to return to Gotham and take it from him. He even has Barbara Gordon held captive, strip mining her mind to learn every secret humanly possible that he doesn't already know about Batman and the family, monitoring all their hideouts, learning all their protocols, and headhunting every member of the Bat family who is foolish enough to let their presence be known in Gotham City, as we do see in this issue. Once Gotham City has fallen, we see Duke Thomas and Cassandra Cain trying to move through the alleyways to avoid the various drones of Failsafe. Now, the thing I find really interesting in all this is that if Failsafe is so powerful, so capable of a villain that he was able to not only take down Batman, not only take down the Bat family, he was also able to take down pretty much the majority of the Justice League, namely Superman, Martian Manhunter, Black Canary, Hawkgirl, and Green Arrow. He was able to shut them all down and took full and total control of Gotham. He has Gotham literally under his control. He has practically pulled a no man's land seemingly on this in ways that not even no man's land could pull off. If he did this in the matter of just a couple of weeks, imagine what he could have done to the entire world. He could have probably taken the entire world in a matter of months if he really wanted to, but the thing is, Failsafe doesn't really seem to have ambitions towards world domination. Failsafe's only goal is to take down Batman and to do apparently whatever it takes for however long it takes until Batman is dead. And I feel like the only way Batman is legitimately going to be able to get rid of Failsafe is to actually let Failsafe think that he killed him. And it makes me wonder what would happen to Failsafe if, for whatever reason, Batman were to, quotey fingers, die. What would happen to him? Would Failsafe self-destruct? Would he just shut down or go into like a rest mode until like he somehow in the background was surfing the internet in sleep mode and saw that, oh hey, Batman's back. Then he just comes back that way. That it makes you wonder a lot of things, but I have a feeling that Batman is going to have to, at least in some way, fake his own death to trick Failsafe, if that is the case, if Failsafe can be so easily duped. Like, is he gonna pull like a Romeo and Juliet, like take some kind of a pill or something that just simulates death for a certain amount of time? Is he gonna try and pull one of those maneuvers? It's hard to say, because at this point, we know Batman can't take him. He can't fight Failsafe because Failsafe knows how Batman fights. He can't use any of his tech against Failsafe because Failsafe has the same tech and knows how to counter it. And if Failsafe can solo Batman and the Justice League and the Bat family, as well as solo the rest of any authority forces in Gotham, yeah, there's nothing Batman can do to stop him. And honestly, I feel like, yeah, this is going to be one of the toughest challenges Batman has ever gone against. And he's gone against some tough challenges. I haven't seen Batman in this dire of straits since Dark Knight's Metal. But anyways, that's everything I really wanted to talk about and muse with this issue. I think, honestly, that Failsafe, for as silly as a villain as I thought he would probably be at first, I should have just trusted Chip Zdarsky and just believed in the mission statement, because Failsafe has proven to be quite entertaining, even though he doesn't really talk very often, but the things he says, sometimes the few times that he does actually open his mouth, or rather uses his voice modulator to speak, they are very interesting things, like the point where he shuts down Black Canary and Ollie thinks Canary is dying, and his clinical nature of how he assesses what is going on with Canary is just so awesome to me. Even just how he doesn't seem to care about Superman's presence in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and leaves both Batman and Superman laying in a pile of blood on the floor of Wayne Manor, just as if, yeah, this is no thing to me. This is light work. This must be Tuesday. So yeah, I can't wait to see more, and I really can't wait to see how Batman's gonna get out of this. But regardless of all that, it was a great comic. I loved it. It was fun, and Chip Zdarsky's doing a fantastic job with Batman so far, and honestly, I'm not surprised by it. But anyways, if you want to see what Chip Zdarsky can do with the Marvel side of things, check out my playlist here to get caught up on everything that's been going on with Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. In the meantime, let me know what you thought about Batman number 128. Keep it plus ultra and sound off in the comments.